Yes guys, I'm now back in the UK as you can see, and yeah, it's good to be back once again, but it's bloody freezing outside, and yeah, let's see how the weather how it'll bring it along for the next 2 weeks as I'm here clearing up some of the Royal Navy stuff. Can't wait for that for tomorrow, and yeah, let's get into today's video. Welcome back to another video guys, and today I'm going to be talking about Manchester United's last game that we went and played against Brighton Hove Albion in the FA Cup in the quarter-final. So yeah, let's get into it. So we made 5 changes from the last game that we played against Sevilla last week. And yeah, the changes that were made were Ramiro, Shaw, McTominay, Marshall and Mata. And yeah, so he dropped De Gea, he dropped Shaw, he dropped Rashford from the last game, he dropped Sanchez from the last game, and yeah, and he dropped I think it was Fellaini or someone like that, and yeah, it was actually, and yeah, so let's get into the video. No, I'm already in the video, and yeah, so let's crack on talking about the game. So overall reaction, I think this was a game that the goals were going to take ages to come for us. I think this is a game that we had to be patient for, and we had to wait for the goals pretty late on in the game, and you could clearly see that because obviously we were 1-0 up at half time, and that goal came, you know, just before half time. I think second half, you know, we changed the system up a little bit. I think we were just playing defensive football. We weren't particularly playing attacking football at the beginning of the second half. We were just, you know, playing it defensive, back to the goalkeeper. I think the goalkeeper had a very good game. You know, he had to pull off some tremendous saves in this game. He saved us quite a few times, in fact, when Brighton had a few good, dangerous attacks at us. And yeah, I think, you know, the first half, for some reason, I think we were playing very attacking football. We were getting up the pitch, we were getting bodies up front. But in the second half, I think we just dropped back deeper into the game and sort of let Brighton into the game. And yeah, I think, you know, clearly Mourinho wasn't happy with the game plan. But I think the game plan in the second half, for what the players did, was playing defensive football, and I don't think Mourinho wanted to play defensive football in this game in the second half, and that happened. So I think that was one thing that he wasn't happy about, really, because we didn't even have a shot on target in the second half until the last minute, really, until Matic scored, and which is poor. And but again, I think the first half we were creating chances, but we just weren't getting that clinical enough. You know, again, it was just the same. It was just like this the Sevilla game. Like, we were getting the crosses in, and the ball was just in the wrong position, and no one was there to finish it off. Well, someone was there to finish it off, but just not good enough to get it closer to the feet to someone like Lukaku or Martial. You know, we made a few dangerous attacks in the first half, but you know, we needed to produce more in that first half. I think second half, going back to the second half, like I just said, we're playing defensive football, and then once we got that free kick, it allowed us to go on the attack, and we just took that chance on the free kick and we scored it for 2-0. And I didn't really predict this on Instagram, but I knew it was going to be 2-0, but just because based of how Brighton have been playing recently, and yeah, you know, and I just thought it was going to be 2-0, and I just thought it was going to be a clean sheet, and it was really. So yeah, let's get actually into the analysis now. So Brighton had a sharp start to the half, and then United sort of gradually reacted and came back into the game. United were pressing, getting players upfield. We were putting the pressure on Brighton. We were playing quick football. When I mean quick football, we were playing like the passing was going quick. I think, you know, we were playing quick football at times, and I just don't. So that sort of just got to my head, was that we were playing the first half, when we were sort of getting on the break, we were going too slow. We needed to be a lot more quicker. I think we were just playing flat in that first half. I wouldn't say flat, but just of the build-up of going on to the counter-attack, it was slow. We needed the movement to be a lot more quicker, and we needed to be a lot more sharper in that second half. And again, obviously, I don't think Mourinho wanted to play defensive football in that second half, but that's what some of the players did. Some of the players didn't react, and he was saying that there was no personality in some of the players. Some of them reacted, and but most of them didn't react. And obviously, I don't know what Mourinho's style of play was to play in this game. Obviously, attacking football, but in that second half, it clearly wasn't attacking football because we were just playing defensive football. And yeah, this is football, and obviously it's one of Mourinho's tactics once again, and that's how he played against Liverpool. And yeah, so Brighton had a few chances at goal. Defensive wise, United had been good, clearing our lines and stuff like that. But like the basics in our game was very good. Must admit. And our long balls were good, Matic was an outstanding player. I think there was a few individuals out there had a really good game in this Brighton game, the likes of Matic, Lukaku. Lukaku scoring on his header, and also Matic with the assist, and Matic getting his own goal. So them two played some good, fantastic football out there, and they showed that. And then as we were progressing in the game, United had more possession, and we were dominant in the first half. We kept going, and we kept putting the pressure on Brighton. We kept working, and we had to be patient for our first goal, but it finally came. First goal, great 1-2 between Shaw and Matic. Matic put in a great cross into the back post. He finds Lukaku, and Lukaku gets up and puts it in the net for 1-0. After that, I was buzzing after when we got that first goal. And it just and obviously we had to take this game, because obviously we lost the game against Sevilla. We needed to grow our confidence back in the team, and which we had to in this game, and we showed that once again. But I think this is a game that we sort of, sat back, because obviously, we played Liverpool on the weekend, then we came into the Sevilla game feeling all tired and there was no energy. And then in this game, we knew that we had to bounce back, because obviously we needed to get through to the semi-finals, and we also needed to grow that confidence into the players going back into it after the international break. And it was a good time to do it just before half time, and at times in the game we were just making way too many mistakes. We were just giving away possession when it was not even necessary. And yeah, second half we needed to be more sharper. When we go on the attack, we need to be quicker, because first half, when we were just on the build-up of any counter-attack, we were just going slow. We weren't going quick. We needed to be a lot more quicker on the counter-attack. And we needed to keep going as a team, and we need quicker movement. We brought on Young for sure. Now, I put down here, I'm not sure if he was injured in the first half. He wasn't actually injured. He changed things up because he wanted a solid back four. He probably Shaw didn't have the best of first halves. There's a lot of negotiation now with Luke Shaw leaving Manchester United, and him and Mourinho sort of having a bit of a falling out now. And I'm not sure if Luke Shaw's time is up with Manchester United now. But yeah, I originally thought he had an injury, but he didn't. It was just a tactical substitution from Mourinho, and he changed it up in the second half. And this is what we needed in the Sevilla game. He didn't react because we were 0-0 in the first half, but he didn't react in time enough to bring on our substitutions for the Sevilla game. And if we probably made those substitutions earlier on, the game would have been a lot different, and we would have won that Sevilla game if we didn't, have ourselves out of Europe really. But that's our own fault, and we take the blame for that. And obviously Manchester United haven't done much for the last 7 years. So, we all expected that the Sevilla game was going to be tough. Sevilla have won the Europa League 3 times, and Manchester United haven't done a lot in Europe-wise, because obviously we've not been in the Champions League for years. Yes, last year we won the Europa League, and yes, we're obviously now out of the Champions League, but it learns our lesson from that game, and yeah. But anyway, Brighton came out a lot better. Brighton had a better start. They were sharp and started quick in the second half. Brighton were creating chances early stages of the second half. They created chances that weren't good enough at goal. They weren't clinical enough. And they had a few dangerous attacks and managed to get their chances on target. Romero did some great saves, he had to do some fantastic saves to keep us in this game. United were playing defensive football, and again, it's always the exact same shit that happens in every single game. We always have to play defensive football, but this is how we play. Once we're leading the game and once we're in control of that second half, we go all defensive football. But this is the thing about Manchester United. We cannot go on the attack and get more goals. Somehow we just want to sit back, and we just can't go on the attack and get another goal in the early stages of the second half. We cannot do that because we just want to play defensive football all the time. And now, because we've drew against Tottenham in the semi-finals, we're going to have to play a lot more fucking harder. And we can't be going all defensive football. And I think the best back four at the minute is Valencia, Smalling, Bailey and Ashley Young. And if we stick to that back four against Tottenham, we'll definitely beat them. And yes, it's Tottenham's ground for this year, but obviously they'll have an advantage through that. But the thing is, we have to beat Tottenham, and we need to battle it out in this FA Cup. We need to get to the final. So, the fact is, obviously we are through. The main thing is we won the game. Yes, we're through, but now we drew to Tottenham. And, it's going to be a lot more of a game compared to Brighton and all these other lot. But this one is going to be a lot more tougher and a lot more harder. So we're going to have to play our hearts out against Tottenham in the next game, in next month's draw, obviously, because it's next month. And then, so then getting back into this. So United were more in control of the game. We were dominant, only just had more possession overall than Brighton, because obviously Brighton were all around us in that second half, clearly. We couldn't seem to get upfield. We changed things up. We brought on Rashford for Mata to get on the counter-attack, so we could put the game to bed. Then we started to find our rhythm during the game, and then finally we got playing attacking football once again when we had Rashford on the pitch, and then we were getting bodies upfield. Started creating something as the game was progressing. We were putting the pressure on Brighton. Brighton gave away a silly mistake. United got a free kick outside the box. We then finally got our second goal to put the game to bed. Second goal, great cross by Young into Matic. Matic finds the ball and heads it in the goal at the back post for 2-0 to wrap up the game. After that, I was happy. I think Brighton overall would have been absolutely, surprised by themselves. Fair play to Brighton. You were the better side in the second half. But that happens in football, where you do so much in the game and you do so much to create chances and you can't seem to put anything in the back of the net, and then suddenly United just get one great attack and just put in a goal, and that is frustrating. It will be absolutely frustrating for the manager and the players, because they played absolutely fantastic football in that second half, and they'll be so frustrated with themselves because they put in a real good shift in that second half, and they were a lot more better in that second half, but United just came and hit them with a goal with one attempt, and one chance at goal really, and that happens in football. So Brighton will be disappointed with themselves after that. And yeah, after that the game was finished for Brighton. We then brought on another sub. Fellaini came on for Lingard just to waste time and to take the piss. And yeah, the main thing is we're through to the semi-finals. We are going back to Wembley once again. We got the clean sheet. We haven't conceded a single goal in the FA Cup yet. That's a fact. And yeah, it's international break next. England are playing against Netherlands away from home. And yeah, so this week it's internationals. I'm looking forward to it. I've seen the squad who is called up. It's good to see he's been given some players a chance in this time and see who can earn themselves a spot on the plane to Russia. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the international break. We're playing Netherlands this week on Friday. You know, Netherlands haven't been the best in the last couple of years. They didn't qualify to go into the World Cup. You know, they're a lot of a different side now after Robin van Persie left them. You know, they're doing well as a team together. You know, they've still got some good players out there, but I just don't think they're doing a lot now. I think they've just gone off the boil now. So if we take this friendly and play some great football out there, at the end of the day, hopefully England can get the first win with Gareth Southgate and the first international friendly win for Gareth Southgate. So let's see what the outcome will be, and hopefully we can get the win and see where it takes us. And obviously we've got a tough game against Italy coming up. And yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed another video. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll see you guys in a new video on Saturday, and peace.